Hey, how's it going? My name is Seth, and welcome to my video presentation. Now, I've got a couple of questions to ask you before we start. Do you like food? Are you perhaps a university student? If you said yes to both of those questions, then you've come to the right place, because today we will be talking about the effects of food options here on campus on our day-to-day lives as students. Now, I, myself, am a first-year student here at Texas Tech University, and as those of you living on campus may know, we are required to purchase a dining plan that allows us access to all of the dining places here on campus. And since most of us are human, those spots tend to become the most frequented spots for students, as, we need to eat to survive. Now, as we all know, food plays a very important part in our day-to-day lives, as it has a direct influence on both our physical and mental well-being. And this is particularly important for students because the quality of our lives directly impacts our academic performance and our ability to maintain healthy social lives on campus. With that being the case, I figured that it would be a worthwhile investment to try and draw a correlation between the quality of food on campus and the quality of students' lives, as establishing some sort of relationship between the two could allow us to gauge what student expectations are and possibly allow us to find ways for the university to meet our expectations in order to maximize the satisfaction of students here at Texas Tech. Now, to properly tackle this situation, I first had to establish some method of gathering information about student opinions about campus dining. And the method I ended up going with is a longitudinal study, or in other words, a study of the same focus group of participants over a period of time. My study consisted of 2 surveys. One survey was given to participants each day at the end of the day and asked about their food experiences of the day and the quality of their day. And the second study was given at the end of the time frame for the experiment and asked more in-depth questions about their opinions and concerns about campus dining. Now, I wanted to gather information from a wide variety of food sources on campus, which I did kind of get, but only to an extent. The participants that I had in my study only frequented the same 2 places, those being the market and the fresh plate here on campus, but those places seem to be pretty popular among students, so that was kind of a limitation. Another limitation was a result of the structure of the study itself, as I found that participants failed to fill out the surveys that I gave them consistently, and that kind of skews the information a bit due to a lack of information. And a third limitation that I noticed was the fact that the week of study that I chose to conduct was a academically packed week, as there were many students taking their midterm exams and studying for midterm exams, which may have had an effect on the satisfaction part of the survey and the students' qualities of their day. These studies were intended to gather information and organize it and allow me to track the general satisfaction of the participants over time. my sunshine in the rain. She my Tylenol when I'm in pain. Alrighty, so here's a quick look at the first survey that I gave the participants. And as you can see, it just asked very basic questions about where the participants ate, why they chose the place, and their own personal rating of their day. And this was all just to gain a very surface level understanding of their opinions. And I translated all of their data into the spreadsheet and made sure to color code each one of the data entries in accordance to the participant's satisfaction. And as you can see, even with the stated limitations of this study, we are still able to notice a sort of correlation between the quality of the food and the satisfaction of the participants with their day, as more often than not, those with higher food ratings tended to rate their days more kindly and on the higher end, whereas the opposite is also true, where as food ratings decline, day satisfaction also declines with it. And of course, there are exceptions to this rule, but overall, there's a somewhat strong correlation. And here is the final survey that I gave the participants at the end of the trial period. And all of these questions were posed in order to gain deeper insight and more in-depth responses about the participants' opinions and concerns with Texas Tech's dining facilities as they are now. And as we take a look at the responses, we can see that there is a shared mediocrity between all of the participants, as Texas Tech's dining facilities, while not bad in any capacity, they are fairly serviceable in what they're intended to do. But there are still plenty of grievances that the students have regarding food quality and availability on campus, such as poor hours, portions, and a lack of accessibility to different options and healthier options. And that about concludes the results of my study. I think that an important takeaway from the results is that the effects of food quality on the general psyche of students is a very real thing, and it contributes quite a decent amount to our day-to-day quality of life. While there are a lot of variety in the options here on campus, a lot of the higher quality options, such as first-party fast food chains and those with access to fresh fruits and vegetables, are very out of the way and noticeably more expensive than the more convenient options for students. And in my own personal experience, I find that these considerations take up a noticeable amount of my thought processes throughout my day, as I have to consider nutrition and budgeting, and the latter of which is a high priority of mine, because as a student, I want to be as financially conservative as possible in order to maximize the benefit of my investments here at this school. I think that the quality of life here at Texas Tech is fantastic, without a doubt, and the university administration is doing a fantastic job of making sure that students are living healthy and happy lives here at Tech. But I think with just a few adjustments to the overall structure of dining, which is a crucial part of our lives, I think that the overall student satisfaction would greatly increase, almost exponentially, and I believe that would improve everything across the board, from academic performance to student engagement and all of that. That's about all I have to say. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation of mine, and I hope you have a wonderful day.